I feel like white women are the poster childs for femininity, for being soft, for having luxury and having the best of the best, and I don't want anyone to think that that is solely for white women. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shameka if you are new, and if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button, click the bell so you can be notified every time I post, and make sure you leave a comment down below. So first of all, I just want to say that I missed you guys so much. I haven't done a sit down chit chat video in like a week or two, and I've been missing y'all. So this new topic that we about to talk about in the video today, I'm super excited to get into it. I've been thinking about this. This has been something that's been heavy on my mind for a while now. As many of you know or may not know, I'm on my feminine journey, and that's just basically where I'm trying to tap into my femininity, become a more softer, gentle, more kind woman. And so with that being said, I've been doing a lot of research on this topic because while on this journey, I have been looking for black women specifically that I can see that are feminine, they're able to rest in their femininity, they're kind, they're not aggressive, they aren't raunchy, and they're just none of the things that I'm trying to get away from. They are everything that I'm trying to be and that I'm trying to emulate for myself. When I've been searching social media and looking at reality TV and trying to identify some African American women that I can kind of look to for inspiration, that I can kind of look up to and say, you know, she's seems as though she's on the path to where I want to be and where I'm trying to go, and I kind of want to follow in her footsteps, if that makes sense. So while I've been searching for research and looking for African American women that I can look up to, I found that there aren't many who are viewed as feminine women or depicted as feminine women. I found that most African American women are very raunchy. When you talk about successful African American women, because obviously I see myself as someone who is successful, I'm not nowhere near where I want to be, but I do feel that I will ultimately be someone that, you know, can classify herself as successful in terms of finances. So while I've been looking at women or looking into women who I can pull some inspiration from, I found that when it comes to black women and success, you really have two options. You can either be the ghetto fabulous black girl, or you can be the soft feminine black girl. But the media doesn't really portray the black women who I consider to be soft and feminine. They don't really use those words and adjectives when describing those women. They consider those women more passive or quiet, whereas the ghetto fabulous women, those are the ones who get most of the attention in media. I think that this is such an interesting topic to talk about because I myself have tapped into the ghetto fabulous lifestyle. And when we talk about ghetto fabulous, what I mean is what you see most mainstream African American women being depicted as: sexual, the big butt, the long nails, the thick eyelashes, and so forth and so on. We kind of view the ghetto fabulous woman as aggressive, assertive. She's not gonna take no stuff, she's going to speak her mind. And I think the media really focuses on highlighting those types of women more often than not. So with that being said, while on my feminine journey, I found that I really want to be more of one of those soft black women. I want to tap into that side of the two choices that I feel like black women have once they become successful. Either you can be ghetto fabulous or you can be a soft black woman. And as I've stated earlier, I tried to do the ghetto fabulous thing, but that's not really for me. That's not really what I'm more comfortable doing. I'm more comfortable being a more softer black woman. Although we aren't portrayed in the media, or although there aren't many soft black women portrayed in the media, I feel like that lifestyle is more aligned with the lifestyle that I want to live in terms of reality. You know, not in terms of social media, not in terms of getting likes on Instagram, not in terms of being liked by the masses, just in terms of peace and happiness within myself and within my family. I find that I kind of resonate more with the soft black women. So let's get into some examples of who I consider to be ghetto fabulous and who I consider to be a soft black woman. And when I name these women, this is not to say that one group is better than another. This is not to say that one group is more successful than another or anything like that. I'm not comparing the two groups of women and saying that one is better than the other. So I just don't want you guys to think that I'm saying, oh, if you're a soft black woman, you're better than the woman who are ghetto fabulous. Everybody should be and aspire to be who they are comfortable being and do things that they are comfortable doing. I also want to say this too, disclaimer, I'm not judging any of these ladies. This isn't me passing judgment or anything like that. This is just what I witnessed via social media. So getting into it, some women who I think kind of embody what it means to be ghetto fabulous are Ari Fletcher, the City Girls, so both Young Miami and JT, Nicki Minaj, Lyric Galore, the typical Instagram models, but some of them were able to capitalize off of their looks and their talent to make a name for themselves. Those are the kind of women who I feel that we see in the media for the most part. Those are the ones that get the most attention, recognition. They all kind of have the Instagram aesthetic that you see a lot of black women with, which is the big butt, the long nails, the thick eyelashes, the long weaves, the colorful weaves, the raunchy poses, raunchy pictures. A lot of the women who I consider to be ghetto fabulous, they tend to wear the Cuban link chains, the Cuban link bracelets, the name chains, all of that really raunchy, and it's a hard exterior, but it's something sexy about it at the same time. So they look rough and tough, like you don't want to mess with them, but at the same time it's kind of sexy and there's some sex appeal to it. So that's how I would describe the ghetto fabulous black woman in today's society. Now the thing that a lot of these women have in common is that most of them, what we see in them today, which is how they look, how they appear from the lips to the nose to the weaves and the wigs, is that none of them were actually born that way. A lot of these women have had surgery to enhance their features, such as their butts, the lip fillers, and everything that they pretty much pride themselves on and in terms of appearance. The ghetto fabulous woman that we see in the media today, the black woman that is deemed rich and successful, 9 times out of 10 she's had a BBL, she has lip fillers, she has Botox, we've never seen her wear her natural hair, she has really thick eyelashes, and we probably just never have seen her in her natural state 100%. A lot of these women, oftentimes, more often than not, sell sex through their art. And when I say sell sex, I mean that their lyrics are raunchy, their art is raunchy, it's very provocative, and it's sexual. It is a sexual thing happening through them conveying their message. So if you're a rapper, you may see that the videos are very sexual. They talk about booty popping, having sex, taking advantage of men, taking money from men, things of that sort. A lot of men look at these women as sex symbols. So remember back with Nicki Minaj and the Anaconda video, like men were going crazy over that video. Men in jail, men all over the world were going crazy over that video. And although Nicki Minaj is a pretty masculine woman, that video of her being sexual and sexy in that way kind of put the stamp and solidified the fact that a lot of men do view her as a sex symbol and want to engage in sex with her. Oftentimes, the women who I deem ghetto fabulous can be pretty intimidating to others. They're intimidating to men and women alike. A lot of men want to watch what they say to them and watch how they speak to them, because these women have developed this exterior that's really hard and rough, and people know that you need to watch your mouth when you speak to them. You need to be cautious of what you say to them. They're not really people who, they're not really women who people would disrespect openly or publicly, because they're kind of afraid of the comeback or the clapback. These women, the ghetto fabulous women, are often regarded as boss chicks or bad bitches, and although they're successful and beautiful, you kind of are cautious when in terms of dealing with them. You kind of want to make sure you stay in line so you don't get checked, because they kind of give off the vibe that if you say the wrong thing, if you do the wrong thing, if you try them in the wrong way, they're gonna take off their heels and whip your ass. So that's kind of how the ghetto fabulous women are perceived in the media, and it's nothing wrong with that. That is a lane that I've tried to tap into, because naturally I'm a rough woman. Naturally I come from the hood, so I have a hard exterior, because you have to be that way when you grow up in the hood. You have to kind of carry yourself in a way that lets people know that you're not to be messed with and to not try you. So I've tried doing that, because naturally that's just kind of where that's kind of what I see when I look into the media and I see women who are successful and who have achieved huge amounts of success and don't have to equate that to sleeping with a man. Those women tend to be very hard, very rough, very aggressive. They use a lot of profanity. They're not deemed as soft and sweet and kind. They're deemed as like, oh, she a boss. And I've aspired to be a boss, and so I kind of thought that with being a boss, you had to be with the long weave down your back, and you had to have the nails and the lip fillers and the BBLs and the chains and all of that. But that's not really the lane that I want to tap into. But if that's the lane for you, no judgment from me. I am not judging anyone. I'm just simply here trying to compare and contrast the two. So moving on to the more soft black woman, the woman that I'm trying to be and that I aspire to be. Some examples that we see in mainstream media of these women are Yandy Smith, Jackie Aina, Lori Harvey, Jayla Corian, Tierra Monet, and of course Beyonce. I believe Beyonce is probably the main #1 mainstream media woman that is a black woman that exemplifies what it means to be a soft black woman. Beyonce is the epitome of that. But because she's Beyonce and because she's so private and so secret, I don't want to say secretive, but because she's so private about her personal life, we don't really see so much about her in the media. We really don't know much about her, but we do know she's quiet for the most part. We do know she's soft-spoken for the most part. So that's all we can kind of really get from her. Now, as a collective, these women appear to be softer, calmer, and they all tend to have like a signature look or hairstyle. So let's think about Beyonce. When you look at Beyonce, you're gonna always see that same blonde hair. It's so rare to see Beyonce in anything other than her signature blonde hair look. I've probably never seen Beyonce in black hair, never seen her with a bob, never seen her with many hairstyles. She has like that signature look, and I think that's something that I kind of noticed when it comes to soft black women or feminine black women, is that they tend to have like a signature look. That's their everyday look. It's not too much, it's kind of effortless, but that's just their signature look. Whereas the ghetto fabulous women, they don't have a signature look for the most part, because they're always switching their look. They're always changing their appearance. You're always going to get a different girl every day of the week. You know, switch your wig, make them feel like you're cheating, that type of thing. Another thing that I noticed when observing or looking for the soft black women is that you rarely will ever see the soft black women dressed inappropriately. And I say inappropriately because it's a time and a place for everything. There is nothing wrong with wearing a thong bikini if you're on vacation in Jamaica. I feel like that's the perfect setting for that type of bathing suit. And with the soft black women, you won't catch them wearing something like that that's not in the appropriate setting. Whereas with the ghetto fabulous women, we tend to see them wearing raunchy clothing and revealing clothing on a much more frequent basis that it's kind of inappropriate. You know, they're not really in the appropriate setting for what they're wearing and what they have on, but that's just how they live their lives. They live their lives a little bit more revealing and a little bit more sexy. So with a soft black woman, I do notice that if they do dress maybe a little bit more raunchy or revealing, it's typically in the appropriate setting. Another difference that I noticed between the soft black woman and the ghetto fabulous woman is that with the soft black woman, they are beautiful, but their beauty is in a more natural way. So they have more natural looking nails, even though I'm pretty sure most of them are wearing acrylic. Their weaves are more natural, so they may wear tape-ins or micro links. They're not really changing their hair color too often. Even though they do wear a weave, it looks more natural and realistic. Their lips tend to be more realistic, even if they have had filler, even if these women have had work done, such as a boob job, let's say, because pretty much everybody gets a boob job at some point or another, I think, if you have money and you live that type of lifestyle. If they do have a boob job, it's more natural. Everything is more natural. I believe a couple years ago there was some speculation that Beyonce had work done to her booty. We don't know if that's true or false, because some people can tell but some people can't, because it just looks natural. When they get work done to themselves, the soft black women, the feminine black women, it's more natural. It's not overly enhanced and overly noticed that it's fake. Whereas with the ghetto fabulous women, when they get their work done, you can kind of tell that it's not real. You could tell that it's not realistic, that they weren't naturally born like that. They kind of over enhance everything, over embellish everything, versus the soft black women, they kind of keep it more natural. Another thing that I've noticed with the soft black women is that people refer to them as princess or queen, and a lot of people view them as intelligent and soft-spoken and gentle and loyal. They're not really looked at as ratchet and ghetto or loud. Like, people don't really use those words when they describe those women. They don't even really use the words boss. or anything like that, or like, oh, you a boss, or you self-made. They kind of just say like, oh, you act like a queen, or you act like a princess, or something like that. I kind of noticed that when describing the softer black women, we're not really regarded as like these boss chicks, even though some of us like Beyonce and Yandy Smith, we are boss chicks. They are boss women in their own right, but the adjectives of boss and bossy and all of those words that kind of have a negative connotation to them aren't used when describing them. Another thing is that for the soft black women, I've noticed that they have like a very warm aura. They smile a lot. Their aura seems welcoming. They seem like people want to be around them and people want to interact with them because they live a bit more of a private life. Their life kind of has some mystery to it. Whereas with the ghetto fabulous women, we kind of always see them in the tabloids. We always see them on the blog sites. We kind of know everything that's going on with them. And so I feel like with the soft black women, rather than intimidating people, people want to be around them. People are drawn to them. People want to know what they have going on, who they messing with, what's going on in their life, in their inner circle. And that's because they have some type of mystery about themselves. They have some type of secrecy to what makes people want to be drawn to them and be around them and figure them out, because a lot of black women don't have that it factor about them. Most of us black women who are successful tend to take on the more raunchy route. So you have the women like Beyonce and Yandy Smith and Tierra Monet. You look at them and you see how classy they are and how poised they are, and you kind of wonder like, what is it about them? What is it about her? Like, when you talk about intimidation in terms of the soft black woman, they don't really intimidate people, men or women. Men and women kind of want to get close to them to know what their secret is. Also, how I said that the ghetto fabulous women, they kind of have this vibe about them, like if you say the wrong thing, they're gonna take off their heels and whoop your ass. With the soft black woman, it's totally the opposite. I feel like they kind of have this aura about themselves that's like they wouldn't hurt a fly. They would never get out of character. We would never hear them yell. We would never hear their feathers being ruffled. I remember watching Love and Hip Hop years ago and seeing Yandy go back and forth with Mendice's baby mothers. No matter what those women said to Yandy, Yandy kept her poise, she kept her position, she kept her cool, kept her calm, and let those women act like fools. We rarely ever heard Yandy curse or just get out of character or get out of body. Same with Beyonce. When Solange was whooping on Jay-Z in that elevator, what Beyonce do? She stood there, she kept her poise, she kept her cool. I'm sure they go off. I'm sure these women go off and get angry and upset and embarrassed just like the rest of us. They're human. The only difference is they don't let the outside world see it. Whereas I feel the ghetto fabulous women kind of let the outside world see their more masculine side. In conclusion, I just want to wrap the video up by saying that you as an individual have the choice every day to be who you want to be and whoever you feel comfortable being. Don't let the media make you feel like it's only one way to be. You can become whoever you want to become and present yourself however you want people to view you. It's never too late to change how you're moving or the things that you're doing. If you say you want to be a more classier, softer woman, then you can do that and you can become that. If you want to be the ghetto fabulous woman, you can do that and become that. Don't let the media or society make you feel like you can't penetrate certain spaces or occupy certain groups because of where you come from or what you know or how you've always been. It's always, every day is a new opportunity to change something about yourself if you're not happy with it or you're not comfortable with it. I feel like white women are the poster childs for femininity, for being soft, for having luxury and having the best of the best, and I don't want anyone to think that that is solely for white women. Although the media portrays it as such and we don't see many examples of black women and women who look like me and you in those spaces, it's still possible. It's not as many women in those spaces, but if you do your research, you really look around and try to find some women who are on the journey or on the path to where you're trying to get to, you can find examples. And let's say you are a more feminine woman, you are a more classy woman, and you want to start dressing a little bit more raunchy or showing a little more skin. That's okay too. You can do that as well. Don't ever feel like you're in a place or you're a certain way and you just have to stay that way. Evolution is a beautiful thing. The only thing that's constant in life is change. People are always changing their minds, changing their plans. So you can change whatever you want to change about yourself. Although there are only two options of successful black women from what I've observed, is that, you know, the ghetto fabulous black woman or the soft black woman, you could be a hippie, you could be a little weird and quirky, you could be however you want to be. Don't feel like you have to choose between either group. But if you do find one that resonates with you, then go ahead and try to make those changes to being that type of person that you see for yourself. I also want to say, this is something that I had to remind myself of, is that you guys know I'm working toward becoming a more feminine, softer woman. And I think that sometimes we can get around people or even see people in the media who are the epitome of what we want to be and how we want to, and what we want to become, and kind of get discouraged. So I've been around people who are the epitome of a feminine woman or the epitome of a soft woman, and it's made me feel discouraged in where I'm at on my journey. And I want to say, don't let that happen. Don't let someone else get in your presence, or don't allow yourself to consume some type of information or whatever the case may be and allow that to discourage you while you're on your journey. Take whatever you see in someone else, appreciate it, acknowledge it, and think about how you can incorporate that into your own life without trying to copy somebody and obviously be them. You can only be you, but don't look at someone else and where they're at and feel like, oh dang, I can't get there, she's so this, she's so that. You can get wherever you're trying to go, as long as you stay focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish for yourself. So that's all I have for the video, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below letting me know whether you feel like you identify more with the ghetto fabulous woman, or do you want to identify more with the soft black woman, or are you already a soft black woman? Do you consider yourself a soft black woman? Do you consider yourself a ghetto fabulous woman? Are you somewhere in between? Let me know in the comment section. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.